I want you to do is, within your organization, map out how a cornea goes from donation to transplant. Now, I realize these three organizations have different slices of that overall journey. That's part of why we're doing this. And so what I would say is, this is the framing for the picture you're going to create, but give extra depth to what your organization does as part of this mission. So one of the weird things that happens in the world of organizations is that oftentimes the most important things that we have to accomplish occupy the smallest amounts of our daily schedules. What's urgent occupies our attention. And so often the priorities get squeezed out. And the Change Academy is, in a sense, a reaction to that. We want to carve out a space whereby a small group of people can come together for a small period of time with obsessive focus on what is one of the most important missions that they are responsible for.
SightLife is a nonprofit global health organization whose mission is to eliminate cornea blindness worldwide. We work to recover, process, and distribute donor corneas for transplant for people here in the United States and elsewhere around the world. And to do that, we partner with many types of organizations. One of those key partners are organ procurement organization partners. So coming to the Change Academy, I really had the hope that we would create an environment where we could work with our organ procurement peers to solve a sort of a vexing problem that we've had. The problem that faces us and our organ procurement partners is getting the corneas through the process so that they're available for transplant as quickly as possible for surgeons and ultimately their patients. And because of the way that we work with our organ procurement partners, we were seeing those times were extending and many times jeopardizing the quality of the corneas for transplant and also limiting the quantity of corneas for transplant that our partnerships could produce.
I want you to mark up to 5 spots that when it doesn't work well, that when you're not at the positive end of the spectrum, but you're at the lower end of the spectrum, what are the reasons for that? And what are the parts of the sequence that typically cause you delays or bottlenecks or other kinds of issues that would diminish either the quality or the quantity of corneas? The disadvantage of normal work life is that we get in these silos. And even though you may partner with people and speak to them on a regular basis, if somebody's across the country, you can't just pull them into the conference room one day for a really intense session on some issue. And so I think that's part of what brings people together at the Change Academy is there's something to be said for bringing together the right people and with the right mission in the same room to think about the same concepts.
The trouble spots that we identified was for a cornea tissue donor, non-organ, when we're actually able to obtain authorization, and then at the recovery process in itself, just that can take some time to get someone into the field.
One of the holdups that we get is getting records from Donor Network West to SightLife for review.
Whichever of those red dots you think represents the greatest opportunity for improvement, that if you nailed that in and of itself would make a big difference. There's something to exposing yourself to an observer that is a powerful motivator. Just knowing that someone else is paying attention and someone else cares whether you win or not, I think is a big part of what we do at the Change Academy, because when we work with people, when we bring people together, it doesn't end when they go home, it ends when they succeed. And so there's a certain amount of positive pressure that comes from that, and knowing that other people care whether you get the job done or not.
Through the Change Academy, we identified the primary metric that we could change that would have the most impact on increasing the quality and quantity of corneas for transplant, being the time from when the donor passes away to when that cornea is ready to send out to a surgeon for transplant. And we committed that each of the partner organizations would decrease that time by 20% by September 1st. And we've all literally signed our name on the line that we're going to support and follow through on the individual items that we own and the group items that our organizations are responsible for. And so what that's going to mean is that patients are going to get fresher corneas for transplant, and there's going to be more of them available. To advance our mission, I, Monty Montoya, commit over the next 10 days to...
We want to serve as a catalyst to make sure that they get the right ideas, the right inspirations at the right moments. And we want to send them away with a firm plan or decision or sense of how the change is going to be accomplished in the real world. That's what we do. And so where we left was this wonderful place where you have this very tangible sense the work will not end when we leave here today, that this is just the start of the process.